It is time to take a look at a lovely little Ilyushin. It's one of the models that I pulled in last year's Halloween surprise boxes from Herpa Wings, so let's see if it's actually any good. With that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Ilyushin IL-76 of the Russian Air Force. At the front of the box we have the cutout, so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and at the top of the box we have the logo of the 224th Flight Unit. On the back side of the box we then again have the crest or logo of the 224th Flight Unit and a lovely image of the aircraft in real life, as well as a web link provided by Herpa, where we supposedly can get more information about the product. But of course, this web link does not work anymore. And here she is, the Ilyushin 76 of the Russian Air Force in the livery of the 224th Flight Unit, although it of course also very much looks like an old Aeroflot livery, unsurprisingly, I guess. But I'm not a military man and I will not pretend to know much about this stuff, so I would just focus on the model that we have right in front of us and try to say as much as I can about that. So now, with no further ado, let's just take a look at the model to see what it actually has to offer. And we start off with the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer have the flag of the Russian Federation. We have again the logo or crest of the 224th unit or flight unit, and we have the full registration code of the aircraft. One of the characteristics of the Ilyushin 76 is of course that the horizontal stabilizer is mounted on top of the vertical stabilizer, and I think Herpa has done a very decent job with that. If we then move to the front of the aircraft, we can see in the blue cheat line we have the aircraft type specification, and then we can focus on the cockpit section itself. That is of course looking rather unusual, at least from a Western perspective. Quite the elaborate cockpit window configuration, but I think also here Herpa has done a fairly decent job with that. The engine nacelles have the silver leading edge and a cheat line printed on, although that might seem a bit bare-boned when I compare that to pictures of the original aircraft. It very much looks like that, so I think Herpa has done a decent job with that. What I actually think is more surprising is the fact that I'm not that happy with the physical detailing of the engines. I think when we look here from the backside, that could and should look better, but more importantly, when we look into the engines from the front, yes, I can see the engine fan blades, but when we quickly take a look back at the image of the aircraft in real life, notice in the center of the engine there should be like this dome-shaped or round piece, also known as a spinner. And when we then look at the model itself again, yes, this centerpiece is there, but I don't think it is displayed prominently enough, and I think Herpa has definitely room for improvement here. But enough talk about the engines, let's move on to the wings to see what they have to offer. Across the wings on the top side we have the full registration code of the aircraft, and we do also have the flaps, slats and spoilers carved out, although because of the painting that does seem to disappear a little bit, but it's not too bad. The same thing again goes on the underside. Here we also have the full registration code displayed across both wings, and I think the detailing here is also rather nice. Then we can also take a look at the landing gear here, the main landing gear underneath the wings, and I think Herpa has actually also here done a rather decent job replicating this rather unusual landing gear configuration. And what I also very much like is the fact that in real life the rims are actually painted in a dark green color, and Herpa has clearly paid attention to this detail because they have replicated it here rather well. The main loading bay of the Ilyushin 76 is placed in the back of the aircraft, and when that is closed, at least from a distance, you wouldn't really be able to see where the opening is. And we have the same situation here, so you could say Herpa has done well, but they have also still indicated slightly where the doors are, which is a nice thing, but for me it kind of disappears a little bit with the layer of paint that they have put on top, so it's not quite clear enough, or it is too visible. One of the things, but what we have here is a little bit too much one way and too much the other way for me. So there we have it, the Ilyushin IL-76 of the Russian Air Force in the livery of the 224th Flight Unit. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, to be honest, this is not the most exciting model for me, but that's mainly because I'm not very much into military aircraft and has little to do with this aircraft model itself, because overall I think Herpa has actually paid quite nicely attention to details of this aircraft, of the aircraft type, and of the livery and painting of the aircraft in real life. There are places where there are room for improvement, for example with the engines, but overall I would say it is actually rather nicely pulled off from Herpa Wings. Of course, as I mentioned, I'm not really into military aircraft, so I might have missed some things that really should be there and that I just didn't see. If that is the case, feel free to let me know in the comment section below so that everyone else can also profit from your experience. But overall I would say it is a decent aircraft model, and if you like the aircraft type and maybe are into like military aircraft or military transport aircraft, then this could very well be something for your collection. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, that would be very nice, and of course if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching, hope to see you soon again, I'm checking out, and bye.